Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jamie. This will be a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now it is a really large collective, so sometimes the reading won't resonate, and that's okay. Just discard it if it doesn't. And remember that there is no gender here, so if I pull a king or queen, it really doesn't matter. It's all about the personality I'm describing. You'll know who we're talking about. All the information for private personals is in the description below. If you'd like to become a member, you can hit the join button or check out the membership tab. Sometimes I do extendeds on these because they get juicy. That's the only way you can access those, so you can check that out. So I'm not looking what am I talking about? I was going to say I'm not looking at anything specific, but I am. I'm looking at what you need to be aware of or look out for this week. My goodness. So I'll lead with the oracle and we'll clarify with the tarot, and I'll pull some advice at the end. Feel free to check out your other placements too. Could be a couple of different things that are going on in your life. Cancer. So we have ego. Your commitment is being tested. Humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. And we have self-esteem, positive self-image, view of accomplishments, capabilities, values, and individual success. With the overall energy being the Two of Pentacles. Clarified by Temperance, Sagittarius energy, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. The Page of Pentacles, the Devil, Capricorn energy, the Four of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck I have the High Priestess, Cancer, Pisces energy. So I feel like you're actually in this period of time where you've actually been like really having to balance some type of like work-life situation or like your priorities, period. Like just kind of struggling to stay afloat. And I feel like everything is actually balancing out here. But I feel like there is this other energy here that this could definitely be like a Capricorn or a Sagittarius person who, I think they don't really think before they speak. They don't really think before they do things. They have like an actual inability to plan. There's something here with a person where the struggle that you need to work on with them is that you may feel like somebody like makes promises and then doesn't keep them or something, or like they say things but then they don't really take any action towards them. I think that in the past this really did test your self-esteem. So I feel like here you're actually catching it and not allowing your ego to get in the way of another situation when the commitment is being tested. It's like the piece that you were missing before in relationships was this self-esteem, this value of oneself, knowing one's worth. And I feel like you let words kind of like pull you in, or it's almost like you would take someone's words and almost like obsess on like, I think just the fact that there wasn't this action there, or if there was action, it was always like kind of weird and impulsive. I don't know, there's something here where instead of looking at how another person could change or grow, there's like this really understanding oneself, with the high priestess, and kind of not letting your ego, like I said, with the ego and the devil card here, like pull you back under. I feel like you are like, you may struggle to sort of like see another person's point of view sometimes, or you may feel like somebody's always trying to bamboozle you or something. It's like what you need to kind of balance out here is, I feel like, your own thought process. It's almost like you're always expecting for there to be like something behind somebody's words, or, I don't know. I feel like you obsess over things that people say or something like that, But I mean this in a way where you always are kind of like concerned that you're going to be manipulated or something. And I feel like you're not worried about that anymore. You're quite intuitive now. So it's kind of like really sitting with the energy when the struggle starts to come up, and instead of giving into it, kind of balancing the energy out. And I think that this is in like this very like, spiritual way where you kind of sit on the energy and say, what is it that is bringing up this kind of like toxic energy in me, where I feel like if somebody doesn't do something right when I say it, or if things aren't moving a certain way, it starts to bring up these self-esteem issues and test your ego, because it's not serving you in any kind of way. And I feel like, it's like you're in a situation where you actually are happy or want to be happy or maintain some level of, just emotional satisfaction with a person. And I feel like this obviously requires you looking at your own energy and not allowing past disruptions to happen again. So what's the advice moving forward? I think it's important, and I don't know why this is coming up, but like to think it back to the time that you were like growing and changing and evolving and needed to learn certain things for yourself. There wasn't a damn thing that anybody could tell you that would make you change. But you did change when you wanted to, so like there's this tie to not needing to be in control of a situation, and just having the humility and the self-esteem there to just be in some type of peaceful time period without worrying about where something is headed, what's going to happen. The advice is the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords at the bottom, the Five of Cups. Some of you have a tendency to just get triggered and run at the first sign of any any type of threat. I mean that, like, seriously trying to avoid any type of emotional loss or any type of, like, you know, I feel like disappointments. You will be disappointed, Cancer, every once in a while. Turns out human beings are quite disappointing. You're only in control of you, and whether or not you choose to be disappointed by something like that, you know? If I tell you on Tuesday I'm going to take you out for ice cream and I forget that, it doesn't mean that I'm like a horrible person. Maybe I just have terrible memory, you know? Maybe I'm not trying to like manipulate you with ice cream. No, it's kind of something weird like that, where like there's always like this lurking fear in the background that somebody's out to get you. It's like you're... Anytime that there's some type of fear around getting disappointed, like there's a, you know, you have to live in reality, Cancer, when it comes to dealing with other human beings. Like, you're going to be disappointed sometimes, but it doesn't need to take over the fact that sometimes you'll be happy. Sometimes you'll just be satisfied. Sometimes you'll be at peace. Every once in a while, there may be some problems, but if your ego is always at play, there will always be fucking problems. You will always find yourself challenged. You know, it's kind of letting someone else be, you know, either you really care for a person and they're who you're choosing, which means that you're accepting them for who they are. Just somebody who sometimes forgets on Wednesday that they promised you that they were going to get you ice cream. And just... it just doesn't have to... I don't know, I think you have a tendency to just take that shit so much deeper than it actually is, you know? And the truth is, you're a Cancer. Most people actually are just not as fucking deep as you are. But maybe when you do something like that, it was on purpose. Maybe there's some projection there, so pay attention to that. Okay, bye.